Hi everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise and I am using this deck here, the Light Seers Tarot. And this reading is for Thursday, December 3rd, 2020. But my intention is always to get a timeless message that will be helpful for healing our souls. So we can return back home to our unique spiritual essence. And so tapping into the divine order of the universe, the cosmic laws of truth and love. Let's see what it is that we need to know for this day. Okay, so we have, for the theme, we have the Seven of Swords. And flanking or bookending, mirroring, we have the Four of Swords reversed and the Three of Cups reversed. Okay, so with the Seven of Swords, well, that has us in that that area of our lives where we have to be careful for manipulations, and especially for like any type of risky behavior. Now, because we have the Three of Cups reversed and the Four of Swords reversed, we're in that realm of, this can sometimes be cheaters, scammers, people who are not really, good for us at all. But then on another level, on a deeper level, if this is just about us and not a relationship, this can be an area of our lives where we are manipulating the divine energy and consciousness that is coming through us all the time and flipping it into an area of like self-judgment and like kind of like pitying ourselves because things didn't go right. And I say that especially because with the Four of Swords reversed, somehow or another, we haven't taken good care of ourselves. Because when this card is straight up, it's all about, meditation, relaxation, self-reflection, going within. And when it's reversed, it's not that. It is being stressed out and burned out, and there's a real lack of self-care. So now sometimes it can be that it's showing that you're ready for some type of movement ahead, because you're not laying down. But the deal with that is you have to be really careful as to what may be manipulating you to go in the wrong direction. So this is a day of questioning your motivations. So if you find yourself in those moments of oh, why didn't I say this, or I said that when I should have said this. And I'm saying this because we're in the realm of swords, and swords is all about thoughts and communications. Thinking, communicating, gathering information, and then communicating. But because we're in a challenging position here with these cards, it makes me wonder about, it tells me that it's really important to question our motivations, to get in touch with why we're thinking what we're thinking. Is it something that's bubbling up from the past and we haven't been able to clear it out yet? Because if the Four of Swords is reversed, straight up, we're meditating and we're clearing and we're rejuvenating. But when it's reversed, there's some anxiety. So maybe you've been manipulated. Maybe you've been deceived. Maybe what's up for healing is somebody who cheated on you in another relationship, or a long time ago, or maybe even right now. Maybe you're going through finding out that you've been cheated on in some way, shape, or form. And this is a deception that now you have to make a decision, and now you're noticing that it would be risky, to involve yourself with this type of relationship anymore, to continue on. So it can be like you're reassessing like what they said, and it's causing you anxiety, of course, but now at least you know that they're not trustworthy in relationship, because I think there's, this is a card of, when it's reversed, it can definitely be a card of like a third person, a triangle. And to stay involved in that will just get you more pain. It will just bring you more and more pain. Just because it's not honest. I am in no way, shape, or form ever going to tell anybody who they should be hooking up with, or what type of people to hang out with, or anything like that. But I am going to say that the best way to go is to always be honest. So let's say you're a person who wants to have a lot of different kinds of relationships, and that's that this is just where you are right now. This is the way you want to live and experience your life. There's nothing wrong with that. But you have to be honest with others, because they might be looking for a monogamous relationship. And if you've never told them that, hey, that's not what I'm here for, I'm just here for the the here and now, then at least it's honest. But these cards show dishonesty on many levels, which causes anxiety. So we could read it as just that there's anxiety because somebody's been deceptive and they've been cheating. But the only way someone can cheat is if there's no honest communication. Because when these cards are all straight up, you can rest easy and you can rejuvenate because you've been clear in your relationship. Although this really isn't a card of clear communication. We'd have to have something else. We'd have to have a different card. Well, so if the Hermit had come in to help us get in touch with what we really want, then we can have some clear communication. Let me see if I can... Yeah, if the Temperance were straight up. But then again, when he comes in reversed, that's when we're caught in that place of not knowing what we really want and having a forcing current around just having something now, rather than being patient and willing to open up to, everything that the universe has to offer. And then we don't get involved in any deception, and we're not either trying to take advantage of someone, or we're also not allowing anybody to take advantage of us. But we only get that with open communication, where we have the courage to reveal ourselves, to show who we truly are. Yeah, and where we're not going into, this is an area of lack of self-worth. So if we have our clear boundaries based in the fact that we know our self-worth, we know that we're worthy of real love, then there's no reason to not communicate that. Yeah, that would bring in planting brand new seeds of consciousness that show that you're open to real love. But meanwhile, we're not going to get that. We're going to be in that apathetic place of not getting with the Four of Cups, not getting what you really want, because you've got to know what you really want first. And like I said, if you want to have a lot of different relationships and a lot of different, experiences, and not be committal at all, that's fine. There's just absolutely no judgment in that at all. But if you're not communicating that in your connections with other people that you're going to be in relationship with, or you're planning on being in relationship with, or actually are in relationship with, that lack of communication will isolate you. The Hermit card can sometimes be isolation. So there can be stress and anxiety around and being lonely. And then if we're not honest, what can happen is that we'll have these relationships where we have betrayal, so that we can wake up deep down inside. We can wake up to the fact that we have to be willing to risk revealing ourselves. We have to open that door and reveal ourselves and say, I'm not sure what I want right now. I'm finding my way. I don't know. But we have to come out of our lack. We have to come out of our out of the place where we think that this is all there is to life. That this is the only kind of relationship I deserve, is the same kind that I had with like my ex-boyfriend or my ex-husband or my dad. Like, let's imagine you had a dad who never hugged you or told you he loved you. Or let's imagine that you had a dad who was actually abusive. Well, of course you're going to recreate that in your relationships with men, because that's the primary relationship, the first relationship that needs to be healed. So you're not going to get what you want until you're willing to go through that deep inner search to find yourself. And then from there, this can open up a completely new reality. But before that, you've got to be, you can't be impatient about getting to that place. You've got to get through. You have to plant the new seeds, the new intention, the Ace of Pentacles, the new intention that will show where you've been saying no to a yes. So you've got a battle going on when we get this card reversed. You've got a yes over here saying, I want a relationship, I want connection, maybe you want intimacy. Whatever it is you want in a relationship, you have to get really clear with that first. You can't go into this apathetic place of, I'm never going to get what I want. Because if you do that, then that will be your reality. You have to decide on what you want, even though you haven't had it in the past. You have to decide on what you want, and then not have a forcing current to having it right now. Because if there's too much of I've got to have it right now, that just shows that there's also a no inside of you to even having it. Because when your entire self is completely open to real love, what happens is, when you have your inner self back, your inner authority back, and you're open to sharing real love, what happens is that all the forces within other people who are also looking for real love, those are who you attract. You attract that under the law of affinity. Like attracts like, the law of attraction, whatever you want to call it. That's what you'll be bringing in. And meanwhile, while you're waiting for it, patiently waiting for it, there's no forcing current, because there's no like grabbing, kind of like clawing energy that wants to like hold something tight within you or towards you. Because you're fine, you're whole. You have your wholeness deep down inside. You have yourself, and so when you have yourself, there's no lack. There's no lack. There's no need to feel that you're missing anything. Well, you don't. You feel full. It's like, if I could find like the ten of cups, where you have, well, here, let's try this one. Even better. When you have all of yourself, The whole universe flows through you. All of the life force in the universe is inside of every cell in your body already. Deep down in the nucleus of every cell is life, and it's renewing, firing off constantly, just going, going, going. And you don't need to do anything more except to open to that, and then you will be met that same way. So the light and love that you are, if you put that out there, because you have it already, you already have it inside of you, then you will attract those types of relationships to you. But to the degree that you're not there yet, you're going to attract betrayal, because you're betraying the best of who you are. You're betraying yourself. You're betraying yourself when you don't speak up for what you want. You're betraying yourself when you give your power away just to get something from someone, like giving to get. That betrays you and them. We betray ourselves by not taking the time to find the words that we want to communicate and put that, back out to the relationship that you're in. And these are all types of relationships I'm speaking to. And we betray ourselves by not having healthy boundaries as well. So we can plant these new seeds of consciousness to create whatever it is that we want in our lives, whether it's, our relationship with others, with money, with our job, with our service, with our work, no matter what it is. We continue to plant the new seeds of consciousness. And what happens is that energy wraps around our intention. So we have our intention, we shine our light, we have our inner authority, we have the universe, we have friends, we have the spiritual laws that say that you put your intention out there, and energy is bound by law. The universe is bound by law to receive you, in all of you. So sometimes when the painful experiences come up, the manipulations come up, and we have anxiety happening, that's because there's something unconscious within us, or subconscious, or it's happened before but we haven't fully processed it. It's because of those forces within us that need to come out and be seen and cleared and healed. And that is our process as human beings. So it's really important to get in touch with our false beliefs and to work through them, and to reparent ourselves, and to become, most of all, whole. So we can always plant those seeds every day. How can I become more and more whole? How can I open up and shine the light that I am more and more every day in all of my relationships? And know which ones are going to waste your time, and it's best to go elsewhere, because they're just going to betray you or not see you. If you're not going to be mirrored in the light and love that you are, because they're not willing to communicate the truth, or even willing to communicate at all, if people that just kind of blow you off, or communicate haphazardly, or unclear, then if that's a pattern that you noticed and you're kind of tired of it, then maybe it's time to put your energy somewhere else, because you'll always get back whatever you put out. That's how it works, of course. Okay, well, I feel complete. The sacred chopstick and the cherished chopstick have spoken. And I thank my guides for finding the words. Okay, thank you guys. Take good care. Bye.